So now we're going backwards. We're integrating. But remember, when we took the derivative of e to the x with respect to x, it was e to the x. So going backwards, the antiderivative will also be e to the x. Don't forget your vitamin C. So now, just as a reminder, your properties of exponential functions, if you have a product with the same base, then you can add the bases. Sometimes easier to see with things that you remember. Remember that rule? Okay. And if we have a quotient, we can subtract. So again, over here, I could do x to the 12th over x to the 7th, gives me x to the 5th. And if I have power to power, of course, I multiply those exponents. Another example without using base e would be this, which is x to the 10th. So I use non-e bases over there on the side. Okay, so let's see what happens when we integrate. Of course, I like when there's a single denominator because I can split it. And then these I could rewrite as. So of course, if I bring it up, the exponents will be negative. And then over here on the right-hand side, I simply subtracted them. And keep in mind, I can pull this out in front. But I only have integration rule for e to the x. I don't have anything fancier than that. Nothing, no bling in the exponent besides the x. So when I see that there's a -2 up there, I go, uh-oh, gonna have to do u substitution. So if u is -2x, then du will be -2 du. So I'm going to have to slip him a -2, which means I'll need a -1/2 in front. And then over on the other side, I can't have -x, so I'll have to do another u substitution for this part. So if u is -x, then du is -1 dx. So I'll have to slip him a -1 and a -1 in front. Oops, notice that little boo-boo. This should be a dx over here. I fix it. Okay, so now when I integrate, I'll have -5/2. I brought the 5 out. And then I'll have e to the u du from that substitution, and then I'll have a plus because those are going to join together, and I'll have e to the u and then du. So that's going to give me -5/2 e to the u plus e to the u plus c. And then I need to substitute back in the u values. Whee! So I'll have -5/2. This e, this u over here was -2x. And then this u over here was -x. It's even clearer communication if I had let this, let's say, be a v or something and done it with respect to v. But there's my final answer. Isn't it beautiful?